Alright. Shalom Malakia. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Makar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to all the Akim that is doing the work in sincerity and charity with humiliation all across the four winds. To you I salute. This is Brother Yahshua from the JMS Bahamas Camp, back at you with a brief spiritual hydration. To the sincere Akim out there, to the hopeful elect, to the Aquathium out there who are doing their due diligence in the servitude of their husbands, to the hopeful elect that's doing their due diligence in the servitude of the Most High Power. Shalom. Now, I want to share this dream that I had, right? So, and it's like it stood out clear as day, right? It was multiple dreams mixed up into one, but it all boiled down to the same thing, right? Now, the prior day before, I was talking to my supervisor at work, and we were counting up the funds and everything. So I don't realize I was coming right back. He said no, he stopped me and he said, "No, yeah, I know you trust me and all that, and you leave me to count the funds. But what if I take $100 out of this? Then what?" I said, "Well, that's wild." And he turned around and said, "But trust no one, right?" And when he said I found the strength, because I never heard you say something like that before to me, So he said, "Wait, trust no one." So that stuck with me that day, right? So fast forward now, I dropped sleep. I had a dream, and I was a lion, right? And I was on the hunt for prey. And as I was hunting for prey, a voice came to me and said, "Trust no one. Be mindful of your friends," right? And it also said, oftentimes the hunter becomes the hunted, right? Whenever I look back, I say, the only people behind me is another lion, my kin, you know, other predators hunting me. So, again, I stalking the prey, but I remembered what the voice said. So now it was like a scene, from the Lion King, Timon and Pumbaa actually showed up. Like, they were, they showed up and they said, "Yeah, I'd go Mufasa." So apparently I was Mufasa, right? So I said, "Wait, where the hell y'all come from, like they come healing and all that, right?" And when I look back, and that's when it was revealed, bro, a lot of times you hunting, the people who are hunting with you, in no time they would be hunting you. So when they were with you hunting for prey, you now are their prey. And that's how it is a lot of times with friends, particularly, friends inside the world. Because a lot of the times you would think they have your best interests at hand when it's only their interests that they have in mind. You see? So that dream really revealed to me that, and it brought it back into my mind. And seeing my supervisor said, trust no one. And then, it's so interesting that I was reading, because I got up at 3 o'clock that morning, this morning, and I read a post. It was an article I was reading, and the first line I read was, "Listen to your boss," right? I say, "What?" And again, place in my mind, "Trust no one." I say, wow. And the times that we in now, a lot of people are on edge. This coming up around the time of the Pesach, and a lot of these people in the world are on edge, right? But I want to get a few precepts, to drive this point home. Because a lot of times we call people our friends, but most of the times they only your friend because they could see what they could get from you, right? There's a book that I read. It went into the woman, but it actually applies to others as well. They only with you because of what you can provide them. And that's how a lot of friends are. They only your friend. They're only your friend, providing that you can provide for them. First precept I want to get, Proverbs 19, starting at verse 6. It says, Many will entreat the favor of the prince, and every man is a friend to him that giveth gifts. If you're a man that's free-handed, you're always giving gifts, you will have many friends. Because they always trying to see what they can get from you, right? 47 says, all the brethren of the poor do hate him, but how much more do his friends go far from him? He pursued them with words, yet they are wanting to him. You know, sometimes you just want to talk, but then they wanna get something from you. They always wanting. You see? And we have to be mindful of these things, because you're coming into the times now where the Most High actually sifting through. He will reveal friends from folks. You know, he will reveal those who are deceitful towards you. You know. Second precept I have your Proverbs 27 and verse 6. It says, faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. You know. And when it says the kisses of an enemy are deceitful, the words of an enemy are deceitful. They would say what they need to say to get from you. They disguise themselves as a friend, but in actuality, all it is an enemy in disguise. You know? We say, the full soul loatheth and honeycomb, but the hungry soul, every bitter thing is sweet. But the point there is in verse 6, you know, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. An enemy can't betray you. Betrayal always comes from a friend. You see, you know where your enemies stand, but oftentimes you don't know where a friend stand, right? The worldly aspect of things, you know, you can't trust. You can worldly friends, but you can't trust worldly friends. You see, and you always have to be mindful, and don't be too quick to credit or call somebody a friend. You see, because that's a word what isn't taken lightly, right? Well, these days it's taken very lightly, because how many times you see inside the news people are so-called killed by a friend, right? Second, the precept I have here, this Micah 7 and verse 5, it says, trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide, keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. And so the scripture blatantly tell you, trust ye not in a friend. Meaning, when you going through adversity, you gotta put your trust in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? So that may leave one with also you can't trust. Don't deal with nobody. See, it's a trust ye not in a friend. Now, when you're in this truth, Akim who have a like mind, you know, they are brothers. You know, they are likened unto us. They are us. You see, so it's different when it comes down to Akim in the truth. You see, because the Most High requires them to be brotherly towards each other. But when you mix them worldly, niggly shit into the purity of brotherhood and its truth, the Most High would fuck you up for that. You see, He would fuck you up for that, because now you perverting the purity and sincerity of brotherhood to fulfill your own niggly gains. You see, and you have to be mindful of that. Again, Micah 7 and 5, trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosoms. And that part right there, you don't tell your wife every goddamn thing. You see, keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Yeah, you want to share things, and ain't nothing wrong with sharing things with your wife, but you don't tell her every blessed thing. You see? Because at the end of the day, the Most High did not impart in them wisdom. So you may go there pillow talking and tell her something, right? And then she may have somebody who she talk to, and then she go and talk it to them, and then you have a whole spiral of dumb shit going on. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be very mindful, especially when you're talking. You know, oftentimes they always have an attentive ear. Be mindful of the vicinity of those things. You see, because now that's eavesdropping. You see? But nonetheless, not to get sidetracked. The next precept I have here, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 6, and verse 7, right? In the Apocrypha. Sirach 6 and 7, it says, be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000, right? If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. Don't be quick to call these people your friend, especially these people in the world. For some man is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. Same thing I was saying earlier. They only a friend of convenience. They only a friend to see what they can gain or ascertain from being around you, whether it be financial gain, whether it be, some form of wisdom, whether it be, your energy, your time. You see, your vibration that you give off. You have to be mindful of these things, right? Verse 9 says, and there's a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach. So when you don't see eye to eye, who once was a friend, now they turn to enmity. Now they hate you now. So everything that you're sharing is now out the window, right? I've seen that happen. I've been a victim of that before, right? Verse 10. Again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. While they in your face, yeah man, it's all friendship. But behind your back, they sticking you every chance they get. And sometimes they don't even know it. They don't even know they doing it. That should tell you something, man. Their innate tendency is just to be a fucking snake. You see? Verse 12. If thou be brought low, he will be against thee and will hide himself from thy face. How many times, you've been inside a position of power per se, or a position to help somebody and you help them, right? And they always around you, seeing what they could get. But the minute you don't have that so-called power no more, they gone. They don't show up as much no more. They don't offer you anything anymore. You see what I'm saying? Be mindful. Verse 13. Scripture says, separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends. Take heed of thy friends. Take heed of those that you call friends. You see? Because we in these times now, trying times, people on edge, but they on friggin' edge, but you see? Scripture said to take heed of your friends. Meaning watch them closely. You see? It's Sirach 37:4. There is a companion which rejoiceth in the prosperity of a friend, but in the time of trouble will be against him. As you prospering, everything cool. But when time of trouble, they dip out. Example, let's use Job. When Job was prosperous, your friends used to always talk good of him. When he going through his trying times, they talk exchange. And I'm sure many of us could attest to that. I'm sure many of us been through that in some way, shape, or form. You see? Verse 5 says, there is a companion which helpeth his friend for the belly, and taketh up the buckler against the enemy. Helpeth his friend for the belly while it's convenient. You see? That's a friend of convenience. Verse 6 says, watch this, forget not thy friend in thy mind, and be not unmindful of him in thy riches. So there are those who are actually genuine out there. So when your time of trouble, they there to help you. So now when you up, you always remember them, you help them. You see? You bear that in mind. And if everybody shared that same mindset, this world would be completely different. That's the mindset that we share in the brotherhood. That's the mindset that you should have in the brotherhood. Because every time you're going to be up. You see? Every time you shouldn't be the one always giving. And every time you shouldn't be the one who always want to take. You see? Inside this truth, one day one brother may give. He may give again the next day. But at the same time, don't always be the one to say thank you. Be the one to say you're welcome every now and again. Because sometimes, I find I say you're welcome more than I say thank you. But that's neither here nor there. But at the end of the day, the Most High loves a cheerful giver. The Most High sees the deeds. You see? But Scripture also say, be mindful who you help, and help not sinners. You see these people in the world who say they friends? No, you have to be mindful of that. Right? But, again, that was just something that was on my spirit. The Wadi Al-Bashim Yahushai for giving me the wisdom and the precepts to bring it out. Because we have to always speak through Scripture. That's the best way to relay the message. The Wadi Al-Bashim Yahushai Akim, we coming up to the time of the Pesach. It's just a few days away, and we know around this time and around the time of the Day of Atonement, things things always start to amp up. People start to get on edge. You know, the colors of people really start to be revealed. So I pray that the Most High guide and protect us in these times to come. Because remember, these the times that we prayed for. We prayed to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to send these times. You know, these evil times. These times for where things start to amp up. These times where the collapse of the society. You know? So bear that in mind. Take heed of your friends. And be continually in prayer. With that, I give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Makar Kadash, Barakatam, Wa, Abad, Papal. Shalom Malakim. Shalom.